Good evening. Well, latest news coming in. The New Delhi declaration has been issued after the BRICS summit. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa meeting of heads of state a short while ago this evening, chaired by the Prime Minister. Afghanistan was a major part of the New Delhi declaration. In the declaration, it says we underscore the priority of fighting terrorism, including preventing attempts by terrorist organizations to use Afghan territory as a terrorist sanctuary and to carry out attacks against other countries. The leaders also agreed that we are committed to combating terrorism, including the cross-border movement of terrorists and terrorism financing networks and safe havens. Also, the five heads of state called for an inclusive intra-Afghan dialogue so as to ensure stability, civil peace, law and order. Prime Minister Modi chairing this crucial BRICS summit.
भारत की अध्यक्षता के दौरान हमें सभी ब्रिक्स पार्टनर्स में और सभी से भरपूर सहयोग मिला है। गर्व करने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत कुछ है, मगर यह भी महत्वपूर्ण है कि हम आत्मसंतुष्ट न हो और हमें यह सुनिश्चित करना है कि ब्रिक्स अगले 15 वर्षों में और परिणामदायी हो। भारत ने अपनी अध्यक्षता के लिए जो थीम चुना है वह यही प्राथमिकता दर्शाता है।
Over the past 15 years, our five countries have enhanced strategic communication and political trust, and we have become an important force on the international stage to be reckoned with. We look forward to working with our BRICS partners to deepen all areas of our cooperation and build a closer and more results-oriented partnership to meet our common challenges and create
The global security has faced serious challenges and the system of strategic stability has gone all downhill. Outstanding regional conflicts haven't stopped. On the contrary, they have erupted again, becoming more violent. US and its allies' withdrawal from Afghanistan has led to a new crisis, and it's still unclear how this will affect regional and global security.
So, an important New Delhi declaration adopted at the BRICS summit, which stressed on how Afghanistan cannot be used as a terrorist sanctuary and how all five nations are united in combating cross-border terrorism. Well, in other news, today for the first time an airstrip on a national highway with two ministers, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and the Roads and Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari on that plane, which made an emergency landing to try out that airstrip.
A Sukhoi 30 NKI, Jaguar fighter jets and C-130J Super Hercules transport aircraft made landings on a highway in Barmer, Rajasthan, just 40 kilometers from the border with Pakistan. The transport plane brought Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari along with Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadoria to mark the first such emergency landing facility or ELF. The Defence Minister says the goal is not a military one only.
इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर से कुछ ही कदम दूर इस प्रकार की इमरजेंसी लैंडिंग फील्ड का तैयार होना यह सिद्ध कर दिया है कि भारत अपनी एकता, संप्रभुता और अखंडता की रक्षा के लिए सदैव तैयार है। मैं समझता हूं कि युद्ध के समय ही नहीं, बल्कि यदि प्राकृतिक आपदा यदि आती है और आम लोगों को राहत पहुंचाने की आवश्यकता होती है, तब भी यह एयर स्ट्रिप और यह हेलीपैड्स बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका का निर्वाह करते हैं।
Emergency landing strip has been developed on 3-kilometer stretch on the Kagaria, Buxar and Satta Gandhav section and developed in a span of 19 months. Apart from this emergency landing strip, 3 helipads have been constructed in the nearby villages of Kundanpura, Singhania and Buxar villages. according to the requirements of the Air Force and Army to strengthen defense infrastructure along the western border with Pakistan. Nitin Gadkari, while inaugurating the emergency landing facility, said 19 more such projects are being developed across the country.
3 हेलीपैड भारतीय सेना की आवश्यकता के अनुसार कुंदनपुरा, सिंघानिया और बकासर गांव में हमने 3 हेलीपैड भी बनाए गए हैं, जिसका निश्चित रूप से हेलीकॉप्टर को उपयोग होगा. हम इसका तो उद्घाटन हुआ और 19 जगह पर कर रहे हैं.
The Air Force also inducted medium-range surface to air missile defense system developed indigenously by DRDO with a range of up to 110 kilometers.
Moving to the other big headline on COVID data, well, we are at over 43,000 cases again. That's 14% higher than yesterday. Deaths are 338. It's down by 8.4%, but it is worrying that we are at around the 300 mark still. The vaccinations today, as of 6 o'clock, are at 57,41,000. Tests have gone up slightly. The daily positivity rate is 2.38, but less than 3% for the last 10 days. And here's the good news. The government today released data which shows that vaccinations work in preventing mortality. In fact, if you've had the first dose, you are 96.6% preventing mortality or protected from death. And if you had 2 doses, that's meaning if you're fully vaccinated, it's 97.5%.
It is clear that when you give 2 doses, there is a near total protection of serious disease and death. We have shown you this data earlier. हमने इसको emphasize किया है और हमेशा दूसरी डोज भी पूरी हो, पूरा टीकाकरण हो, इसको हमने emphasize किया है.
But they warned also that we must be extremely cautious to prevent a third wave since cases are rising. We've been above 40,000 constantly now for over 2 weeks as a weekly average. So with Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations beginning tomorrow, across India, states are issuing restrictions, especially in Mumbai and Maharashtra, where Mumbai cases are at a 2-week high.
No big idols, no visiting pandals. A muted Ganpati festival for the 2nd year in a row due to the pandemic. Earlier, the Maharashtra government had said that physical darshan at popular Ganesh mandals in the city will be allowed, but in a last-minute announcement, the civic body says that will not be allowed, which means only online darshan is available for devotees.
उद्या एखाद्या मंडळाने नाही ऐकलं तर स्थानिक लेवलला जे पोलीस आहेत, जी महानगरपालिकेची जी टीम तयार केली आहे, ते लोक निश्चितच त्यांच्याशी पहिल्यांदा कम्युनिकेशन नीट करतील, त्यांना समजावतील. समजून झालं तर ठीक आहे, नाहीतर मग जो त्यांचा कायदा आहे, जो त्यांचा काही नियम आहे, त्याच्या पद्धतीने जातील.
5 लोग ही जा सकते हैं, उसमें थोड़ा सा लगता है कि सब लोग होने चाहिए विसर्जन के लिए. जल्द से जल्द ये कोरोना खत्म हो जाए, सब लोग हम लोग गेट टुगेदर कर सके, एंजॉय कर सके लाइफ, बस, और सबका हेल्थ, सब लोग सेफ रहे.
Height of community idols have been restricted at 4 feet. Idols at home cannot be over 2 feet. No processions will be allowed during the dedication and immersion of idols. Not more than 5 people will be allowed in a group for immersions.
गवर्नमेंट ने जो एसओपी दी हुई है वो हिसाब से ही मंडल की तरफ से सभी दर्शन की व्यवस्था की जा चुकी थी, लेकिन अचानक से कल जो एसओपी आई है, आप डायरेक्टली किसी भक्त को यहाँ पेंडॉल में अलाउड नहीं कर सकते, अलाउड ही नहीं है. तो वो हिसाब से ऑनलाइन दर्शन की जो व्यवस्था है मंडल की, तो वो उसकी शुरुआत मंडल ने की हुई है कल से ही, और आप ऑनलाइन ही दर्शन ले सकते हैं. हालांकि बहुत ही दिक्कत है, क्योंकि भाविकों में मुंबई का राजा का प्रत्यक्ष आके यहाँ दर्शन लेने की जो उत्साह होता है, वो कुछ पैमाने पे कम हुआ है, ऐसा माना जा चुका है.
Idol makers say with many opting for celebrations at home, they have sold more idols than last year.
पिछले साल जो मूर्तियाँ थी, मतलब बहुत कम इसमें गई, लेकिन इस साल वो हिसाब से देखा जाए तो इस साल बेटर है.
Authorities say they are watching the situation closely as the number of COVID cases crossed 500 for the first time since 15 July in the city. More restrictions and curbs will be announced if this continues and the oxygen demand climbs to above 700 metric tons a day. Lord Ganesha is known as Vignaharta, or the remover of obstacles, which is why the prayer on everyone's lips this time is help us win against COVID. In Mumbai, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
And Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is currently at the holy Vaishno Devi shrine in Jammu. He trekked there this evening, welcomed by Congress workers, and he walked the entire way from Katra. He also met pilgrims who were doing the same holy trek. So Rahul Gandhi there was part of the Aarti this evening at the Vaishno Devi shrine as well. Interestingly, however, the state government has banned all media coverage. So most of this footage is coming out of the Congress social media handle. Though our reporter was there, he wasn't allowed to cover it.
मैं माता के दर्शन करने आया हूँ, तो देखते हैं। महंगाई भी बढ़ रही है, हम देख रहे हैं देश में किस तरीके से महंगाई बढ़ रही है। बीजेपी चुनावी हिंदू है, तो आप कैसे रिएक्ट करते हैं बीजेपी? और आप पीछे करो। मैं बीजेपी के स्टेटमेंट पे रिएक्ट नहीं करता हूँ। मैं यहाँ कोई राजनीतिक स्टेटमेंट नहीं देता।
All these Congress workers, all the lot who are standing, in fact, they came all the way. They walked along with Rahul Gandhi from the Katra. We also have Srinivas, who is the Indian Youth Congress chief, is also with us. He also walked along with Rahul Gandhi. So Srinivas ji, Rahul Gandhi has come to Mata Vaishno Devi temple here. BJP is accusing that this is just a gimmick ahead of the UP poll. So what do you want to say on this?
बीजेपी वाले को राहुल जी कुछ भी करेगा तो दिक्कत है, टेम्पल जाएगा दिक्कत है, राहुल जी मस्जिद जाएगा दिक्कत है, राहुल जी कुछ भी करेगा सरकार के खिलाफ आवाज उठाएगा, पाइपलाइन के खिलाफ आवाज उठाएगा, दिक्कत है, हर चीज में दिक्कत है। इन बीजेपी वाले को जो खाना खाता है ना, जब तक राहुल जी का नाम नहीं लेते ना तब तक इनका खाना हजम नहीं होता है। तो इन लोग का काम ही यही है, इसके अलावा क्या किया है? हाँ, जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में आवाज उठाएगा तब भी दिक्कत है।
Well, in other news, international car manufacturer Ford Motor Company is ending all car manufacturing operations in India, which includes both its plants in Sanand in Gujarat and Chennai in Tamil Nadu. That is over a $2 billion investment, a decision forced by huge accumulated losses and lack of growth in a difficult market where they faced tough competition. They said they'll end the manufacturing of cars here, but they will continue engine manufacturing for exports. Well, in other news, TMC MP Nusrat Jahan is back at work inaugurating a beauty salon. Here's what she had to say to Monideepa Banerjee.
Nusrat Jahan 2.0, the brand new mother, making a splash in her first public appearance, changed, she says, forever, ever since her son Ishan arrived on 26 August.
I think everything has changed. I think the whole, from my geography to history, everything has changed. So, like I said, it's a beautiful feeling. It cannot be expressed via words.
Motherhood has also fixed her priorities. Ishan first, then constituency Boshirhat, which she will visit soon, and Lok Sabha, of course, in winter. Movies will have to wait a bit. Questions on her single mother status bring them on.
I have always been ready, always, and nothing can hinder my spirit. The father knows who the father is, and we are having a great parenthood at the moment. So myself and Yash, we're having a good time.
As usual, Nusrat Jahan speaking her mind. Motherhood has not changed that. With G.D. Shankar, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
And back at work within a month of having her baby, there's Nusrat Jahan trailblazing as usual. Meanwhile, the top 10 is out of Indian educational institutes, and topping the list is Iit Madras, which is the best in India, backing the top rank in the National Institution Ranking Frameworks of 2021. That's the third consecutive year. It's also been ranked number 1 in overall and in the engineering category as well. IITs have again scored big in the top 10 list, with as many as 7 IITs securing a spot. IISc Bangalore has maintained its status as one of the best institutes at second place in the overall ranking. IIT Bombay has taken the third spot on the top universities list. Also IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, then 4th, 5th and 6th, and then Jawaharlal Nehru University and Banaras Hindu University at the 9th and 10th ranks. Did civilization in Tamil Nadu, an ancient civilization discovered which dates back to 3,200 years. According to new evidence found, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin announced today in the State Assembly that the carbon dating analysis of rice which soil found in a burial urn in Tamil Nadu has proved the existence of a 3,200-year-old civilization. The DMK government now says it will set up a museum to actually showcase this, and the Chief Minister said that perhaps Indian history should now be rewritten with a focus on the Tamil landscape.